Some things are better left unknown. And I'll never find you here, 'cause no one's ever Oh, what a widow, a peaceful spider. When the glass is clean, she's a sneaky hider. Hide the lies and the alibis. Oh, what a sinner. Is it in her? What's the truth in this riddle? Is love really just this simple? I can't seem to find my way in this world that never stays. What a widow, a peaceful spider. When the glass is clean, she's a sneaky hider. Hide the lies and the alibis. What a sinner. Is it in her? Is this real? Just illusion? I'm lost in the wonderland of confusion. I'm lost in the wonderland of confusion. Is this real or just illusion? Manifestation or a dark delusion? Is this real or just illusion? I'm lost in a wonderland of confusion.
Ripon Rabbit Hole is a community-driven radio. At times the community comments may reveal prejudices and other beliefs that we or our sponsors do not condone. Views or opinions expressed by the community, callers, or guests, are those of the individual speaking and do not represent the views or opinions of this site. Ripon Common Sense content is intended for mature audiences only. Enjoy.
Hello. Hello. This is My Life DIY, and
hi, this is JoJo.
Hi, my name is Ash.
Hey everybody, it's AJ the Ripon Rabbit.
This is Cynthia Sue Larson.
This is your man Meta, aka Propagate This Light.
And you're now listening
to Dark Wolf's Den.
The Dark Wolf's Den Show on Ripon Common Sense Radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Are ghosts real?
We
had 1,000 hours of continuous communication with the spirit world.
Does time travel actually exist?
The laws of physics seem to be compatible with time machines.
You know, sometimes I wonder about reincarnation, don't you?
A 4-year-old boy in Adelaide, Australia, has told his parents that he used to be Britain's Princess Diana.
What would happen if the world found out that aliens were real?
I didn't say disclosure would be easy, but what is the alternative?
To establish a space force as the 6th branch of the armed forces.
We have so many questions and yet so little time, so to have you here, the pleasure is all mine.
Coming to you from a secret mountain cave, hidden deep within the Idaho wilderness, this is the Dark Wolf's Den Show. Now, here is your host, Jerry Hicks.
That's right, I am Jerry Hicks, also known as the Dark Wolf, and we are broadcasting live across the multiverse from a secret cave, hidden high up in the beautifully snow-covered peaks of the Idaho mountains. That's right. We're ripping through the electromagnetic soup, tearing through the atmosphere, and tunneling away into your radio like a quantum particle. This is the Dark Wolf's Den Show for Wednesday, May 26th, 2021. So whether you're on the edge of reality, the edge of the galaxy, or the edge of your seat, we're glad you chose us to be right there with you. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we are going to carry on our conversation on the secret K.G.B book of alien races. Last week we dug into the beginning and we went over a couple of the alien races, and we ended on the Invisibles, which has no picture of them. Go figure. So we're going to pick right back up where we left off tonight and see how much more we can learn about our neighbors from outer space. But first, today in history. On this day in 1967, EMI releases the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band just a few days early in the UK. This album would go on to be number 1 for 15 weeks in the US and 22 weeks in the UK. That's right, by the Beatles, of course. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band drops in the UK on this day in 1967. And that is today's Today in History. And of course, you know we love our music around here. We got like the Tuesday night videos here on the network. If you're not familiar with that, definitely check that out every first Tuesday of the month exclusively in the VIP lounge. There is no radio show for that one. You got to come join us in person. He does an amazing trivia over there, Mr. Champion Sports Nation. Shout out to you, my friend. He did the Beatles a couple weeks ago. That was really, really fun. And ladies and gentlemen, you guys know I want to go ahead and put a quote of the day in every show now. And I found what I think is a really good one and quite relatable to tonight's topic. Check it out. It is possible that the future of human civilization depends on the receipt of interstellar messages. This, of course, was said by the great Carl Sagan. And he wasn't far off the mark, right? There may be a time when alien intervention is the only thing that can save us. As I look around our world right now, I wonder just how close to that time we may be. But which one is going to show up, right? We have a lot to choose from. Apparently, there's as many alien races as there are stars, right? At least that's the idea. Well, we have, of course, run across the K.G.B's Secret Book of Alien Races, and we went to the Invisibles, and now we're going to pick up right where we left off. That's right. The next creature or alien on our list is the Almaluk Strat 163. Says they were forced to leave Earth after losing a battle against reptoids in ancient India, date unknown, which they had been visiting for around 200 years. They have resumed their visits to Earth in 1948. Technologically, this is a very, I can't speak tonight. Let's try that line again, shall we? Technologically, this is a very advanced race. Their ships are often invisible to radar and the human eye, and they wear some sort of clothing that makes them invisible as well. A lot of these invisibles going on here, right? Supposedly they came from Jupiter or from one of its moons. They were last sighted in Portugal in May of 2005. Next up on our list, we have the Ainana. The members of this race are the cause of why humans coined the term Martians. They came from the constellation Gemini. They have had permanent bases on Mars for thousands of years where they mined some sort of gold-like material. First recorded to visit Earth 1235 BC in Japan. Last sighting in Madagascar in 2003. Next on our list, we have the Indugutk. Indugutk. There's just letters here that don't belong together. AKA Tall White. The Indugutk. This race has several bases on and in the moon where they mine an unknown material. They use slaves to do most of their work. These slaves are extremely well taken care of, and the Indugutk, I'm just going to go with that. The Indugutk see them as indispensable. Their operations in and on the moon are very secretive. They are in almost permanent contact with high-ranking officials from the USA, China, and Russia, federal governments. They have the ability to shapeshift into an almost perfect human form. They are also known as the Men in Black, as they use special dark suits to protect their skin when in human shape while conducting special operations on Earth. And that's all it really says about that race, so perhaps they're still conducting special operations on Earth. Next up on the list, we have the Killamat Upper. That's APR. Upper, APR. Okay, I'm just going to go with that. They came from the constellation Crux near Gacrux, Gacrux. It is a very hard race to track down or spot. Both the USA and Russia military have developed a special camera and radar system that allows them to spot them when they are on Earth. But even then, they have only been sighted 8 times. The purpose of their presence is unknown. When they are sighted, it is usually in the area known as the Bermuda Triangle, because of course it is. The next on our list is called 2017. That's it, just 2017. What a weird name. They have contacted humans one time in the USSR in 1935. According to reports, they spoke some kind of Slavic dialect. They left a written message with about 10 sentences. They come from galaxy UDFJ-39546284. Estimated distance from Earth, our standard, is 13.2 billion light years. They travel using what other alien races call wormhole, which allows them to bend space. Notes from myself and Petro. On the original ARB, or Alien Research Book, or Alien Races book, ARB, copy edition, 9 of the sentences left by this alien race are blacked out. The only one that is not is this one, 2017 to 2022. For whatever that may mean. According to reports, they were tall, had blonde, long hair, and smelled like flowers. Well, at least they had a decent smell to them, right? I'd be near an alien that smelled like a skunk all the time, right? Not the one that I'd want to be closest to. How about you? Next up is the El Monok. They come from the constellation Grus near the star Alnair. They are one of the most peaceful races. They co-created the alliance of 5 races, the Council of the Five, but are not part of it. The Council of the Five are a group of 5 alien races that protect humans against less peaceful races. They coined the sentence 5 universes, 2,500 species, 1 race. The council is supposed to meet on Earth during the last 10 days of August of 2013. The reason being that the fact that the Earth has been receiving too many visits from new races in the past 500 years. Last sighting on Earth near the Sea of Cortez in September of 2002. And then we have the Gigantic. Maintains sporadic contacts with 3 Earth governments, but not the most powerful ones, not USA, Russia, or China. Considered to have a violent nature by other races, they have been visiting Earth for 3,000 years. They come from constellation Horologium. Let's try that one more time. Horologium, and are known to have as allies the race Matri, which we'll get to here in a little bit. Last sighting near Houston in the USA, February 1st of 2003. Next on the list is the Jefok. Jefok. Jefok, however you want to say that. They came from the constellation Indus and are known by other races as peacemakers. They are very advanced technologically, and the first sightings on Earth date back to 1500 BC. They met with JFK 3 weeks before he was killed. They have also, around the same time, met with other human world leaders. They have not been seen on Earth since JFK's death. In 1965, they gave a message to human leaders that ran countries with nuclear capabilities. Content unknown. And following that race, we have the Dorsey. They grow to a maximum height of 0.5 meters, only 1.6 feet. They have visited Earth at least 250 times and come from the constellation Cassiopeia, where they have 2 home planets. They eat other alien races as well as humans. These guys don't sound like the ones I run into. How about you guys? Maybe these are the ones that think we taste like chicken, right? Their race is at least 4 billion years old, and they have been in a constant state of war with another alien race for 2 billion years. Last sighting on Earth, November 2001, in the Italian Alps. Following that on the list, we have the Miguel. Known to be a very peaceful race, they have 2 permanent bases somewhere in South America. They are 100% nocturnal, my kind of guys, do not interact with humans, and are described by other alien races as shy. They harvest insects and rodents by the many thousands on a monthly basis. Reason unknown. At least 3 of them have been under Brazilian military custody for the past 12 years. Last sighting near Oaxaca, Mexico in 2003. They are visited by their own kind, their own race, every 20 years. The next visit should be around 2016. So, being that we've passed that, the next visit should be around 2036. The next one on our list is called the Akart. They come from the Koskas. Apparently, my tongue decided it was taking the night off. How you guys like that? When you talk for a living and your tongue decides it's done. Those are great days, especially on live radio, huh? Anyway, getting back to the book, ladies and gentlemen, the Akart come from the constellation Sextans. That's what got me all messed up. I knew that word was coming, right? One of their ships crashed outside of Varginha, Brazil in 1996. 2 of its occupants are under USA custody after having paid billions of dollars to the Brazilian government. They have the fastest ships of any known alien race and were last sighted February 2002 near Varginha, Brazil. Again. And the next on our list, guys, I have to warn you, these are the bad baddies. You're going to hear about them for the rest of the book, and we've already heard about them in passing along quite a few of the races on this book, and that is the Matri. The Matri are have 2 home planets in the constellation Megapi. I'm not sure how you say that one. They have the same average height as humans and are considered by many alien races as parasites. Visiting Earth for the first time during the prehistoric period, date unknown. Abduction of humans is carried out openly. They have the goal of colonizing Earth. That has not happened because of protection from other alien races, such as ones in the Council of the Five, which we heard about a little bit ago. The Matri are hermaphrodites, and their lifespan is 120 years. They have colonized at least 26 planets, have abducted at least 5,000 human males, and have visited Earth at least 200 times. Last sighting September 2006 near Nome, Alaska, USA. Again, we're going to hear about this guy referenced, or this race referenced, a lot here in this book. So definitely remember who these guys are. The Matri are not necessarily what I would call a good guy. The Dries, D-R-I-E-S, Dries or Drees. Their height is around 2.5 meters, 8 feet tall. They have a very complex structure of their skull and visited Earth at least 20 times. They carry out human abductions, which they use for human reproduction. They have abducted at least 520 humans, males and females, and come from the third star in constellation Cetus. They have 2 home planets and have colonized at least 40 planets with the help of slaves. 10 of those planets were taken with the use of force. They work together with 3 other races. They mostly eat animal protein-derived products. According to alien reports, they are not mentally/spiritually, end quote, prepared to interact with most other alien races. Their 2 home planets' chemical composition is similar to Earth. They are supposed to reveal themselves to humans in an open manner in 2022. So we're coming up on 2022 really quickly, ladies and gentlemen. We'll find out how much truth rings from that. Next up on the list is a species called the Lang, a small species growing only 7 centimeters tall, or 2 feet. They come from the 6th star in the constellation Coma Berenices. They have 3 home planets, maybe 4, and have colonized at least 10. They were one of the first races to visit Earth. They were the race that started the stories about fairies, of course being only 2 foot tall. 2 alien races claim that they have abducted over 10 million humans throughout history. That number is highly disputed by 2 other races. They state that the number is much lower, and one race even made a statement to a Russian president saying that the race Lang has never abducted any human. They were last seen in New Zealand in 2006 in a group of 20 members. Next up on our list we have the SMAD, S-M-A-D, SMAD or SMAD. They come from the planet Svak, constellation Batteray. Their ships have a conical shape. Honestly, what I'm seeing kind of reminds me of the pyramid that we've seen released by the Navy in the UFO videos. They resemble humans in appearance. According to one alien race, they only have 6 ships left. They colonized 20 planets. 18 of them were inhabited. I'm telling you, my tongue is taking the day off tonight. They first visited Earth 2,500 years ago and are very interested in our religious beliefs. They are a race in decline, weakening, according to other alien races. Next up on the list is the Tangri. So a name so cool they had to make it twice. They come from the planet Tangri, Galactic Sector 56, Star System F-1342. They live underground and have a population of 10 million. First visit Earth was 10,000 years ago. They do not need an atmosphere or water to survive. They have 1 ship that can accommodate 5 million of their kind. That's a lot of them. They have had contact with human governments throughout history. Last known sighting of Buenos Aires, Argentina, in 2003. And following them, we have the Gracely. The height averages the same as that of humans, and they are covered in soft, silky hair. They have 2 home planets in the Virgo star system and have visited Earth at least 12 times. Their first visit happened during the era dynasties of Egypt pharaohs around 3,000 years ago. They spent 10 uninterrupted years there during that time. The Djoser Pyramid was built in their honor. They have been keeping a close look at humans' development for the past 200 years, knowing that some powerful humans can and are being misled by some other races disguised as, quote, humans, end quote. Only 6 of them travel each time in their ships. Last sighting, July 2002 and February 2004. Next up, one of the most famous of all of the alien races, ladies and gentlemen, and the last one we're going to be able to touch on before we get to the break, and that is the Anunnaki. They come from the planet Nibiru. Their planet is part of the same solar system as Earth, but with a much longer orbit. It comes close to the sun every 4,000 years, and not every 3,500 years as commonly accepted. They resemble humans but are higher, 2.5 meters or 8 feet, and much more muscular. When they first visited Earth, there were already other races established here, some malevolent and with supernatural powers. The Anunnaki defeated them and became the most powerful race on Earth. They genetically engineered the most intelligent, the intelligent non-alien beings on Earth, us, at the time not much more than smart primates, in order to have a race of slaves at their disposal. At the time, Samuel and Lilith were the Anunnaki king and queen. They were not aware of the presence of reptilians on Earth. They only cooperate with one other race, the Zeta Reticuli, not to be confused with the Sculpturi, aka the Greys. Eventually, they left Earth, unknown reasons, but before they left, they created a subspecies of the Zeta. These species eventually became rulers of Egypt, the pharaohs, until the reptilians infiltrated them as temple priests and ended their reign. They gave birth to the legends of giants. They said they will return one day by themselves. However, the date of their return is still a mystery. They do know all that is happening on Earth as well as off the planet where they had influence and or still have. The proximity of planet Nibiru does cause cosmic instability and weather-related repercussions in all planets of our solar system, but does not cause the amount of destruction that is usually accepted and believed. How far they are is still a mystery. Thing about the Anunnaki race, they are the ones that the Sumerians said they interacted with. Apparently they set up their pharaonic dynasty. That they're a well-known race. And the idea is that their planet is actually in our solar system. Well, science has told us that there is a possibility that there could be another planet on this really strange, almost 4,000-year orbit that's on the exact kind of same orbit that the planet Nibiru would be on. So it makes you wonder if the Sumerians weren't making stuff up and making up their gods, but were actually telling us truthful events of what they were witnessing. And it makes you wonder, even in the past, how many races were here. Because we're starting to find out in this book, if you take this book for its word, that there were quite a few races here for quite a long time. And I've heard my buddy Pete of a creepy little book mention the idea that with all the time dinosaurs were on Earth, the millions of years they were on Earth, is it possible that maybe one or two got smart enough to find another way to survive, or even to get off this rock to begin with? I don't know if it's true, but it's definitely an intriguing thought, right? But with that music, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, it is time to go ahead and take a network break right here. So sit back, relax, and we will be right back after these messages. Don't you touch that dial. That's right.
We gotta stoke the fires and run off the men in black. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
That howl means your weekend has begun. Hi, everyone. It's AJ, the Ripon Rabbit. Are you excited that your weekends begin on Wednesday nights? The Dark Wolf's Den show, hosted by Jerry Hicks, will return again tomorrow night, Thursday, for Alien Races Series Part 3. I can't wait. That's Thursday, May 27th, 2021. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to thumb up that video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell. You'll get our notifications every time we go live. We're here every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, bringing you the very best of common sense radio, the Ripon Rabbit Hole. I'll carry you through the weekend, Friday, May 28th, with a special episode. Come along with me as we dive down the rabbit hole of garage sales. Is it possible for you to start a garage sale, host a garage sale, or perhaps go to a garage sale and return on your investment? We're going to find out all about it. Friday, May 28th, starts at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, as all shows do. Then Saturday, May 29th, come along with me as we dive through UFO reports. That's right, we're going to bring you up to date with the latest and the greatest UFO reports here, not just in America, but across the world. It's going to be an interesting Saturday night. And then we'll end out the weekend together right Sunday, May 30th, with a look at magnetism. That's right. With all of the nanoparticles being shot into people's bodies today, who are magnetic and who are not? Let's have some fun with magnets as we end out the weekend right together. Sunday, May 30th, starts at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central. Then, believe it or not, we are approaching a new month. That's right, June is upon us, which means Tuesday night videos will take place June 1st. Join the Ripon Rabbits in the Backstage VIP Lounge Tuesday night, June 1st at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, as Tuesday night videos will be presenting summer blockbusters. He's going to explore the music from some of the biggest summer movies of all time, including music trivia, where quote-unquote Earth Daughter will be defending her TNV championship, of course, followed by open requests, with Champion Sports Nation, host of Tuesday night videos in the Backstage VIP 24/7 Lounge. We'll return to tonight's topic for Wednesday, the Dark Wolf's Den show, the secret K.G.B book of alien races, a whole new series here on the Ripon Rabbit Hole, part 2 tonight for May 26th, Wednesday, 2021. You're listening to the Ripon Common Sense Radio Network, the Ripon Rabbit Hole.
This is My Life DIY, and
hi, this is JoJo.
Hi, my name is Ash.
Hey, everybody, it's AJ, the Ripon Rabbit.
This is Cynthia Sue Larson.
This is your man Meta, aka Propagate This Light.
And you're now listening
to Dark Wolf's Den.
The Dark Wolf's Den show on Ripon Common Sense Radio.
If you were meant to be controlled, you would have come with a remote, but you didn't. And that's why you listen to the Dark Wolf's Den show. Now, here is your host, Jerry Hicks.
That's right, I am Jerry Hicks, also known as the Dark Wolf. And welcome back to the second half of the Dark Wolf's Den show for Wednesday, May 26th, 2021. So whether you're on the edge of reality, the edge of the galaxy, or the edge of your seat, we're glad you chose us to be right there with you. Before we get started this evening, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to point out that over in the International Mandela Effect Conference YouTube channel, we did our open tables today, our open table show, our monthly show we've got over there, and we had our very first international guest, Mrs. Carla Ciccarino. So, large shout out to IMAC over there and the first international guest, Miss Carla. We very much appreciate you joining us over there. Had a wonderful time. It was a great show, guys. Make sure you check it out. I know I had a blast doing it. And with that said, let us get started on tonight's topic. If you're just tuning in tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing our discussion on the secret K.G.B Book of Alien Races. I can't believe I've got that right so many times. Every time I try to say it off the air, I screwball it really badly. But anyway, we left off with the Anunnaki, an interesting place to leave off at the first half, something we've all heard of and are quite familiar with. A lot of information on that one in the book, of course. And if you'd like more information on the Anunnaki, of course, check out the Sumerian texts. Next on the list, getting past the Anunnaki, we have the Afim, A-F-I-M. They come from the constellation Lyra and call themselves Afim Spionci, because of a war that they fought against a race called Spionci. Spionci race had 12 times more members and 35 times more ships and resources than the Afim, but the Afim won in the end. Sounds like a true, little man's story, right? So the underdog story is what I'm looking for. So they added the Spionci name to their own race name as a warning to other races. They are smaller than humans in stature, and their skin is covered with blue spots, darker for males and lighter in females. Their planet is called Alpatri. Technologically, they are extremely developed. They can travel from their planet to Earth in 20 Earth minutes. They do not need oxygen. They do have an atmosphere, but it is composed mainly of a hydrogen-mixed environment. They have colonized 10 planets in a non-violent way. When they are close to humans, they become invisible, but humans, when around them, will feel a certain amount of unexplained anxiety. Now that's interesting. I may have passed 2 or 3 of these in my life, because I've had that weird unexplained anxiety from the inside. Their ships are small and spherical in shape. One of the reasons they visit us is to study what they call, quote, human deviation, end quote, in order to determine the development of the human race. So these guys seem like pretty neutral characters, right? They don't seem to be really abducting people. They don't seem to be messing with people that much. They've been around a long, long time. They take colonize planets in a non-violent way, which I can definitely agree with. So these guys don't sound too awful bad. And they are followed up by another race that also don't sound too awful bad. They're the Calypsi-Rai. The Calypsi-Rai are a peaceful and harmonious race. They okay, that's the way it's written out here. I'm going to try to rephrase this. Their one main leader is named Yimartuin. Their civilization is 2 billion years old. Once they were at the same level of development as ourselves. They have no colonies. They are completely focused on the development of other planets and races. They come from the constellation Cygnus and do have one powerful weapon that keeps some neighboring violent races away, and others that may try to invade them. At one time, the race Maitri lost 5 ships because of it. They said that the human race in the next thousands of years still has 645 options left to save ourselves, our planet, and to guarantee a future for our race. But it will all depend on our ability to travel through space, which on the official level we are failing horribly. On the underground deep secret level, I'm sure we have more than accomplished. That is my own opinion, of course. They are Calypsi-Rai, but we call them Greys. So that's interesting. That's a different look at the Greys. But remember, there are about 9 or 10 different species of Greys that we're going to run across here. So take the Greys with a grain of salt and don't assume they're the exact same Greys every time. These guys didn't even give a size for these guys. But these guys seem to be a more peaceful and harmonious race, as it starts out saying in their description. And following them, we have the Puxidi, Puxhity, Puxidi. This race was very influential in South and Central American cultures. Interesting that I just literally spoke with a South American person earlier today about the Mandela effect, right? Over on IMAC. That's crazy. At one time, they had over 2,000 members living amongst humans in those regions, until one day when most of them left, leaving behind only 25 of their own. Humans then killed them. They have not returned to Earth since that, quote, incident, end quote. They were known to be very tall. Some reports from one alien race say that some of them were as tall as 4 meters high, 13 feet. No wonder they killed them. They were afraid they were going to eat them, probably, my opinion. The reasons why the local humans killed the 25 is unknown. Of course, that would be the next sentence, right? Well, then I should have thrown my statement in there. Well, maybe they thought they were going to eat them. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Anyway, moving along, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the X5-Tykut, Tykut. The tongue still has decided it does not want to work today. This race was created by the race Matri, so this is a created race by the Matri that we heard about in the first half. I told you we were going to hear about these guys a lot. And they were made in order to be used as slaves, and that is what they serve for still to this day. They are often sent by the Matri to securely sensitive regions, working as messengers and also to conduct abductions. They can live forever as they are not organic. However, the raw materials that the Matri need to build one are very rare. So there are not many of them. Estimation, less than 300. They are able to use, quote, rational thinking, end quote, as well as flying ships and many other tasks. They were last seen on Earth in July 1997 near Brisbane, Australia. Next up on the list, we have the Tanzani. No, not the Tasmanian Devil, the Tanzani. The Tanzani come from the constellation Perseus near the star Gorgonia Secunda. They have caused thousands, maybe millions of deaths on Earth and other planets, as well as one of their interests or areas of study is how other races react to tragedies and cataclysms. Well, Lord knows they'd be in heaven here on Earth right now. Technologically, they are extremely advanced. One alien race reported that the Tanzani caused both the crashing of the Hindenburg as well as the sinking of the Titanic. They can live up to 500 years and are around 1.7 meters or 5 feet tall. They are avoided by other alien races. Last sighting January 1999 in New York State. Next up is the Airk, A-I-R-K, the Airk. They come from constellation Ophiuchus near the Yed Prior. Considered by other races as peaceful, their purpose for their visits is unknown. They never stay long on Earth and do not interact with humans or other aliens here. They mostly use Earth as a stop to quickly gather something they may need before they leave to their real destination. They are mostly nocturnal, and their ships emit a bright orange light and are octagonal in shape. Most of them, not all, emit the orange light. Last spotted near London, England in 2003 or 2003. Next we have the Vinitvari. They come from the constellation Pavo. They come from the constellation Pavo because my eyes apparently also decided to go on strike just now. They are a very respected and peaceful race, presumably with mystical powers. They've been coming to Earth at least since 1000 AD and do not carry out abductions or interact with humans whatsoever. They can live up to 2,000 years, and their height is similar to that of a normal human. They are vegetarians and were last seen near Odessa in the Ukraine in July of 1995. And the next up on our list hasn't been seen since October 1976 in Oregon of the USA, and that is the Strom. They come from the constellation Ursa Minor. Stroms are invertebrates and coelenterates. Coelenterates, that's what it says. I just learned a new word that I'm going to have to go look up later. Their average height is 2 meters, 6.5 feet tall. Vegetation is of great importance to their culture and the main reason for their visits to Earth. They have been on Earth at least 200 times, and they act with extreme caution and are rarely seen by humans. First visited Earth at the end of the last big ice age, they have 20 colonies in the Via Lactea galaxy. Their ships are the shape of an octagon. So there's 2 octagonal shaped ships here within these last couple species. That's kind of weird. Maybe octagonal is a perfect traveling shape, right? Maybe it goes through space at a good speed, at the right speed. They come from the constellation Aquila, the Kalinia. I'm sorry. We're going now to the Kalinia. They come from the constellation Aquila. Aquila. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't that word. Star Tarazed. So the Kalinia come from the constellation Aquila and the star Tarazed. They have colonized 3 planets and have a lifespan of 150 years. They are often sighted in northern Africa and the Sahara region. They were first visited Earth around 300 BC and do not conduct abductions. Their main interest about Earth? Minerals. They were last sighted in 2003 near a volcano in Iceland. Following this species, next on the list, or next in our book, we have the Mythidae. The Mythidae, once related to the reptoid species, they are not, however, reptilians. They come from the constellation Serpens, the star Allia. First visit to Earth was only in June 13th, 1965. They do not represent any threat to humans, often seen around Antarctica. The reason for their visits is unknown. Last sighted in Antarctica, May 1st, 1997. And we're going to end this episode with another very famous species, and that is, of course, the reptilians that we've heard so much about already this evening. The most known and feared of the reptoid species, there are at least 3 reptoid species. They have been permanently on Earth for over 15,000 confirmed years. But the belief is that they have been here permanently or on and off for millions of years. They come from the constellation Draco and have a presence in thousands of planets and have at least colonized 500 by means of infiltration within the leadership of each planet. Some, not all, of their members have power to shapeshift as well as telepathic abilities. On Earth, they did not need to infiltrate human leadership all the time, as they often lived side by side with humans, most of them unaware, and lived our evolution, all aspects of it. They are considered one of the most technological of all the species, but they prefer to work in the shadows, an advantage for their progress or plans and agendas. They can travel interdimensionally, and most races can, and some of their high-ranking members also have the power to become invisible. To have that power, a reptilian must first be accepted in what they call the Draco, an elite group of reptilians. The reptilians from the Draco are infiltrated or even were co-founders of the Illuminati. They have 3 main bases on Earth near the Bermuda Triangle, somewhere off the coast of Denmark, and off the coast of New Zealand. Some say they will never leave, at least on their own free will. And that is the last one we're going to cover tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to leave it off there and pick up tomorrow night with our next alien race in this book. But what do you guys think, ladies and gentlemen? We've heard quite a bit tonight, and quite a bit of different alien species. Do you think these guys are real, or do you think they're just someone's imagination? We're going to continue going through this book, and we're going to find out by the end whether it is imagination, it is real, or it is still up in the air. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, all you can do is listen to the case files, apply a little common sense, and you be the judge. We got to close it out. That's right, that's it for this episode of the Dark Wolf's Den Show for Wednesday, May 26, 2021. So whether you're on the edge of reality, the edge of the galaxy, or the edge of your seat, we're glad you chose us to be right there with you. The den may be closing, ladies and gentlemen, but don't you worry, the weekend fun is only just begun, that's right. Make sure you come back tomorrow to the RiponRabbitHole.com and the Dark Wolf's Den YouTube channel. And check out our next episode in the series of the K.G.B Secret Book of Alien Races. That's right, we're going to pick off where we left off tonight and carry on. That is tomorrow, Thursday, May 27th, 2021, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, right here on Ripon, Common Sense Radio and the RiponRabbitHole.com. And then on Friday, ladies and gentlemen, our buddy AJ the Ripon Rabbit will take back to the airwaves with a brand new episode of the Ripon Rabbit Hole live show. That's right. This happens to be a really awesome topic, a topic that I can definitely dig into, if you will. This is going to be garage sales, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot of stuff in my life from garage sales. One man's junk is another man's treasure, and let me tell you, some people do not realize the treasures they are holding on to, or even selling in some cases. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in garage sales and love garage selling yourself, definitely go check out AJ the Ripon Rabbit on Friday, May 28th, 2021, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central. Then on Saturday, May 29th, 2021, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, AJ the Ripon Rabbit comes back with another episode of the Ripon Rabbit Hole live show. That's right, I love this next topic. He's following in our footsteps this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, with a episode on UFO reports. That's right. He's going to be covering a large variety of UFO reports, a difference between the different ones, and the likenesses, I'm sure, also that exist amongst them all. The UFO reports are definitely something that I love, as you guys know. We go over a lot of reports and case files here. So carry on this topic of aliens and UFOs, ladies and gentlemen. Check out AJ the Ripon Rabbit on Saturday, May 29th, 2021, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, on Ripon, Common Sense Radio. Of course, all shows here on the network start at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central. Then on Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, one more time, AJ rounds out the weekend right with a show on magnetism. That's right. This is a field that we've known about for years and years, and a field that still has so little known about it. Magnetism can do so very much, can be used in so very many applications, and really makes the world go round as we know it. Thanks to magnetism, we have radio and electricity and the many other wonders that exist. So check out AJ the Ripon Rabbit Sunday, May 30th, 2021, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, right here on Ripon, Common Sense Radio and the RiponRabbitHole.com. Speaking of RiponRabbitHole.com, go on over there, ladies and gentlemen. Sign up for your Backstage Pass. Make sure you sign up for that and get access to all of the amazing features that are offered on our website over there, the RiponRabbitHole.com. That is RiponRabbitHole.com. That's right. You're going to also find the 24/7 Backstage Lounge. That's where I'm going to head here in just a couple moments right after the show, and I cannot wait to see every last one of you guys over there and carry on the conversations, whatever conversation you might want to carry on, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be about tonight's topic. We can talk about anything you'd like, so come hang out with me right after the show. Also, while you're over there, drop down the rabbit hole and check out our exclusive social media site over there and see how much fun you can have with the rest of the rabbits. I'm going to go hang out with the rest of the rabbits, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to get out of here. So, on behalf of Tom Bayless here with this amazing music, give it some up, Tom. That's right, Tom. I love it, Bubba. Get down with it. On behalf of Tom Bayless, AJ the Ripon Rabbit, Walt House, Chick Mandela Effect, Michael Musco, everybody at Ripon Common Sense Radio, we thank you for being here. And remember, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay awake, but dare to dream. Good night, everybody. Tom Bayless, ladies and gentlemen, Red Shed Studios. Get it, Tom. If you are looking for custom work for your next soundtrack, make sure you check out Red Shed Studios. All right, Tom, let's cut it. Let's get out of here. Good night, everybody. Oh, yeah.
I'm lost and into the dark. Some things are better left unknown. And I'll never find you here, 'cause no one's ever What a widow, a peaceful spider. When the glass is clean, she's a sneaky hider. Hide the lies and the alibis. Oh, what a sinner, is it in her? What's the truth in this riddle? Is love really just this simple? I can't seem to find my way in this world that never stays. What a widow, a peaceful spider. When the glass is clean, she's a sneaky hider. Hide the lies and the alibis. What a sinner, is it in her? Is this real? Just illusion. I'm lost in the wonderland of confusion. I'm lost in the wonderland of confusion. Is this real or just illusion? Manifestation or a dark delusion? Is this real or just illusion? I'm lost